Hello, Battleborn. This is your Gumbo. We're here for another edition of Battleborn Gear, and today we're going to be talking about the Shield Web Interdictor. This is a confusing item. We need a little bit of expertise to do it, so I got up a couple of items first, just so we can get some experience, and got us into this wonderful little trick here. I'm playing Pendles, and if you play bots, they're not exactly that bright. So if you go over to their thrall point and you kill the thrall and you stand on that point, all 5 of them will actually come and try and flip it, but they can't flip it because they can't see you, and you're standing on the edge preventing them from flipping it, which is kind of fun. So anyways, so that's our background as we talk about this. So they're not going to be doing anything for a little while. What happens with the Shield Web Interdictor is the legendary there on the 3rd item is a skill hit will prevent an enemy's shields from recharging for 8 seconds. Now, the normal recharge time frame is about 5 seconds, okay? So, really what I want to find out is if that recharge has anything to do with, like, for instance, Shane Orcs has a instant recharge. Like, whenever they use a skill, their shields start to recharge. There's Galt has a really fast recharge if the bot picks that one. And then also the Cleese has the rifts that put down that add shield, and I think shield adding is irrelevant, right? In other words, Shield Web Interdictor doesn't stop every form of shield gain, right? Otherwise, it would render Reyna completely useless on a team. But I think it affects only your natural shields from generating after a few seconds. So that's what we're here to test. I got the first couple of things up only because I want to show you if you're playing Pendles. Just a second. Okay, if you're playing Pendles, let me get out of here. If you're playing Pendles, you will have where is it? You have the opportunity of killing everybody's backfield. Okay, that's kind of what your job is to do early game, is to go into backfield and destroy all their turrets and everything. That gives you a lot of experience and very little exposure to mobs, right? So as you gain experience, your experience is going to be through turret creation, right? Not necessarily through mob kills. Using this build, right? You go out, you take shards, you can end up with a lot of money. You go back, you build your own turrets. Oh, somebody popped up. Let me get out of here. Okay, so so your experience, as you see, comes from building stuff, not necessarily anything else. So I'm just going to sit here. I did that too soon. My bad. Oh well. So let's go ahead and I did that too soon. I should have waited till my stealth was out. Okay. So what I was trying to say is this might be an actually good Pendles build, only because you're going to end up with a lot of shards, and you're going to be stealing the backfield shards from the other team. You're going to have a lot of cash left over from that. You can pick up shards on the way to a turret that you just built or whatever. Everything will be super cheap. You have a lot of mobility, so you can get around all these to the turret nodes, and then if you have a Shield Web Interdictor, that's mainly to keep when you're trying to chase somebody down, right? You don't want their shields to go away, but you might be hurt in the middle of the fight and have to go around the corner, right? Well, 5 seconds, their shield's going to start popping back up again. Okay, so let's build this shield. Let's go ahead and get that. 5 seconds, their shields are going to start popping up again. So you want at least a little bit more time where their shields don't kick in, but yours do. Okay, so you could get a little bit more health spread there. So while you're pursuing, it might be actually worthwhile to do that. So I'm just trying to think of a creative way to do this. Here, this is fun. Here we go.
Oh, you lot brought your lead law and umbrellas.
Oh, I forgot to do another thing. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you another little thing real quick. So another thing with Pendles you may not know of is this, if you take the right side helix on the first character, you have Cobra Strike. If you take Cobra Strike instead of Poison Cloud, and I did this mainly because I didn't want the poison cloud to affect our testing. But if you do this earlier on, the Cobra Strike, you can actually scale these types of walls if you jump up and use that. Okay, and you're far enough away that you go back into stealth before that turret actually sees you. So just so you know, if you ever want to get to the backfield, this might be, I mean, this is a good character to do this with. So you'd want to take that skill if that's part of your strategy. Okay, so they're after ours. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Enemy forces have
So they haven't built these up to level tier 3 just yet. I was hoping that they'd come in here, and then okay, let's do this. I'm going to hit Galt, and we'll count the seconds for how long for his skills. I'm going to hit him regularly. Okay. No skill damage. Don't hit my skill. Don't hit my skill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's getting hit by that thrall. That's not going to help. Oh well.
Enemies have engaged with thrall mercenaries.
Too bad. Alright, he had to not be hitting the thrall, so we gotta get rid of that thrall. Because I don't want to do skill damage, because the skill damage is going to show us is going to proc that interdictor, right? But I want to count the seconds it takes for his shields to regen so you can see the difference. So, sorry, I'm trying to get the right setup, and it's hard when you're doing solo in this one. So, at least with this one, we're probably going to take damage. Entering our test will take that. And then we definitely want to do the injector. So, let me get this distraction in here. Actually, I don't want to kill that. I want to go into level 3. I want to get a shield on them. They need to have a shield. Which means all the bots have to go get money. And this thing will get a shield too, so that'll be a good test. Another thing, by the way, if you are playing Pendles, any status effect, you may not know this, you may be stealth, and I mean, I'll all the time and thinking, oh yeah, nobody's ever going to see me. But if you hit an accelerator and you slowed, like, see that? There's going to be a white line around you. I mean, this doesn't show you. There's going to be a white line around you, and they're going to see you, okay? They're technically going to see you because they're going to see the slow effect, not you personally, but the slow effect. It's kind of like somebody who's invisible trying to hide in a river, and all you got to do is throw dirt in a river, and then all of a sudden the dirt maps the shape of the person that you're missing, okay? So, anyways, that's, let's go ahead and get out. Let them upgrade that. So it's not that you're invisible. It's that you're gonna see certain. You're gonna see effects. Okay, good. We go. Did you see a stun? The white stun. See that white little dots? Let's get out of here and live here for a second. The point is that the status effects show you. So weak, slow, weaken, wound. All these things are going to affect you. So you got to avoid accelerators, okay? Because regular people, not stupid bots, regular people will actually kill you. So you have to watch out for that stuff, okay? So here we go. So we're going to go, I'm going to wait 3 seconds for this effect to come off. We're going to break the shield, and they're going to wait for it to regen. Okay, ready? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it takes 5 seconds. 5 Mississippis, okay? 5 Mississippis on a standard regen. Okay, so let's. In fact, I'm gonna kill this thing because we need the health once we're done experiments. Okay, so now we're gonna test. We're gonna test the skill damage. We're gonna put the skill damage as my last thing that I hit. So not the bomb, because the bomb has a thing on the ground, right? So we're gonna wait for these guys to clear out. Ready, and yeah. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, see what I'm saying? So you're talking about a lot extra time. You got a little extra time. My shields had already popped to full, and this thing was going down. So this is the nice little Pendles build. I think would be extremely nice, because when you have people with shield like Shannon Aurochs here, who when they use a skill, their shields immediately start to recharge. This is a nerf against that. It's a nerf against them. It's a nerf against Shannon Aurochs. It's a nerf against let's see who else does it. Phoebe, right? So it's a really nice thing. If you think about it, it's actually quite helpful. So let's get so killing that. He's gonna burn his ult. We got a little heal there. Right? See that slow effect on her when she was? That's what people will see, and so people will actually see you. So when you, so you be careful when you're playing that you're not so bold that you think that you're immune to everything in the world as a stealth guy, because things can actually see you. So let's pick up something that was like, let me see the other thing. It's 195. Let's pick up a shard. 195. I must have picked something else accidentally. That's pretty cheap for an upgrade. I was looking to say the buildable cost reduced by 14% after getting a pickup. Right? Well, that's what I was going for, is the extra shard there. Or this, sorry, the lower in the cost. So, okay, so as you can see, the Shield Web Interdictor is actually, it's nice, but I mean, remember they're doing skill damage, which is nice for Pendles, because skill damage for Pendles, I mean, when you put that smoke bomb down, I mean, to escape, you're effectively not only getting yourself speed, but you're applying that skill damage debuff and putting that 8-second cooldown on, so that it stops all forms of shield shield regen. I think, here's the thing, I think it stops shield regen for that particular cycle. In other words, if they just use the skill, or if they're about to use a skill, they do it. If they use another skill, if Xehanort uses yet another skill, I don't think it'll work, because I think, but I mean, we're just going to. I would love to go find that out, but I can't do that without an actual testing partner. Like, does the next skill work? Right? I'd like to know. Right? I'd like to know. Is it just the first skill? Is it all skills? Is it anything that they can possibly do for 8 seconds? I'd really like to know that, but we are not at the capacity to do that without somebody else reporting on the other end what the numbers are doing or what's changing on the other side. So unfortunately, we can't test the exactness of the skill, but we can have a good prediction. But for Pendles, it's a really good thing, especially if you're hitting somebody with a lot of health or whatever, or you need to duck and weave to get back into stealth again. Right, because your health is low, or you just, I mean, you're playing again. You're fighting against somebody who, quite honestly, is gonna hurt you. Right? You got to get out of there, and then you're gonna get back in, just like that. Right? But their shields are not regenning, not naturally, anyways. So, anyways, that's a fun one. We'll just probably wrap this up here a little bit. Okay, wow, that's cheap. That's some cheap stuff. See the experience you're getting? That also, then buildables, it also affects your elites. So you can go around and build your whole system up on your own, so nobody else in your team even has to worry about the building, and you're getting experience for all that, right? So I'm at level 8. We can see how fast we build this up. We're gonna go to the. I'll go ahead and go to the midfield. And try and, oops, I got killed. Oh well. So I was gonna try and build up the midfield, but I saw everybody and I just got greedy and I went ape. So what's interesting about all of this stuff is that if you're playing Pendles and you just want to play the finisher, let's call it the finisher, right? You're not really focusing on attack damage. You're really just want to bring in somebody down. The Shield Web Interdictor is really nice, only that because it stops somebody from running around a corner and hiding. So in a large map, let's say like Monuments or whatever, that there's a lot of room, there's a lot of distance for you to actually have to catch up to them. Their shield could start recharging pretty soon. As for the cost discounts on this other stuff, I did 2 only because I wanted to get these things so cheap I could level up really fast. But you might want to replace another one of these items for, let's say, a melee attack that's slow, or a blind, or something like that, like a, or just something like a status effects, where technically you're the one who's basically being a pain in the butt that you can't escape, and then everybody can pin down and kill him. I gotta catch up to her. Whoops, something wrong.
Hope you lot brought your lead line umbrellas.
Tired muscle at your
You have been chosen.
Sorry, couldn't get the stealth. Also, that injection I just did for a heal, just so we could stay outside in enemy territory and actually not have to retreat.
Thrall mercenaries deployed.
So depending on you playing, I could have reduced cooldown or whatever. But depending on how you play, you might find that being just the twerp really that goes around, it just causes agony. That's skill damage. You can't do anything. That's skill damage. You can't regen. Okay, see what I'm saying? So on that exit and on that entry, you're applying that skill damage. I mean, not like the entry matters because you're back in combat again, but gosh, that's a. If you think about it, that's actually not a bad idea. If you're tagging up on somebody and they rely on shields of any kind. So, let me see. Anything else that we need to test with this loadout? No, I don't think we do, so I think we're going to go ahead and call it. This was Pendles running the Shield Web Interdictor, and now we understand how the Shield Web Interdictor works. It prevents the shields from recharging from what I guess is normally 5 seconds duration to 8 seconds duration when you apply skill damage. This also negates any effects from the player's gear that they may have brought in. So if they reduce their shield recharge delay, that would be all those skills would be negated, including the LLC faction gear, which is kind of nice. So there we go. We'll continue this later and investigate some other ideas.